Hello, my name is Jack Cobourn, and if you're wondering where the Voidling Bound Demo Derby episode is, my thoughts exactly. So here's what happened with Voidling Bound when I downloaded it. Downloaded fine onto my little gaming laptop that I use to record all this stuff, including Demo Derby. The game loaded fine. I loaded into it. I did a quick capture test. That came out fine. That was about 10 seconds. Just to check both mic levels and graphics views for it. So I thought, okay, great, this works. Clicked on it to begin new game, and the cutscene that was probably about 5 minutes long took about 7.5 minutes to get through. And then when you got into it, it was a little jerky, janky, however you want to think about it. And it just didn't seem like it really wanted to work properly. But I pushed on, filmed this, did a couple good riffs. We're really happy with how this turned out. But, saying it, the game didn't actually capture. Even though the capture was telling me it was capturing, the FPS rate must have been so bad that it didn't capture properly. At one point, right after we meet the creature, because it's like Power World, Pokemon, Spore, like you get a creature, you evolve it your way, and then it helps you in the fight against this pandemic that's going to wipe out humanity. That's the premise of the game. So, we'll get into the rating that I gave it. I'm actually going to stick by the rating that I gave it in the video and not just give it a 0. I don't think that's fair. I mean, if it's something I do or something that the hardware I use does, I really can't hold it against the publisher for that. But this was a little awkward to do, and whilst I do have a nice gaming setup at my feet, I just think this is a better explanation for it, because when I founded Alsatian Productions, the idea was have fun with games, have fun, play these games, do this kind of stuff, and basically I'm making Alsatian Productions seem like anybody can do this with a room, a computer, and just the wherewithal to create gaming content. So, yeah, that's what Alsatian Productions is. That's what I, believe in. So if a game doesn't work on one of my computers, I want to show you and tell you that it doesn't work, because I want you to make decisions based on what I think about whether or not a game is good. I mean, make your own decisions. I'm just here to tell you about gaming. So anyway, let's talk about it. So I liked what I played through to begin with. I was, riffing pretty heavily on the main characters, or the NPCs you talk to in the game. The thing was, my character was wearing a astronaut's helmet that made me look like that gaseous creature from Hellboy that Seth MacFarlane voiced. So I made a joke about that. We meet the mission commander. I think I refer to her as Professor Oak about 3 times in the course of the conversation we have. Just, I'm having a good time. That's what I'm doing. I'm just playing games, riffing on stuff. We meet the guy who's in charge of the creatures. I'm making fun of him because he looks kind of silly. He's got a beard like a Greek philosopher, no hair on the top of his head. And he kind of talks like how an old prospector in like Red Dead would talk. And I just thought, let's just riff and see what happens. And I felt pretty good about it. I felt like, hey, here's how these videos are going to go from here on. And that's just how it's going to be. That's okay. So I go down, I meet the creature. Once again, the creatures in this game look like they're Pokemon. They also kind of look like those EA Spore, like, Master Evolutions at, like, the end of Spore that you can get. Spore's a great game. If you haven't played it, it's fantastic. It's from the guys who did SimCity. It's like one of their last games, I believe, before EA totally took over the thing and ruined it. And I liked it. A friend of mine had it. She showed me it, and I was like, this looks good. I never bought it, never actually played it by myself, but I liked the premise. I liked how it looked. Definitely it's something to look forward to on Retro Gaming Weekly. But it just felt, and I feel like at some point there's going to be limitations to the creatures we can come up with in our minds. I feel like at some point Pokemon is just going to present us with a giant hypodermic needle, and it'll be like Shootion, or, you know, Heroinon or something, and we'll just go, oh yeah, that works, yeah, that beats the Trico, yeah, okay. Like, I don't know. But I get in there, I meet the creature, I play with the creature for about 2-3 minutes. The little thing ends, and it goes, okay, now you have to establish a neural link with your creature. And the game just freezes. And it comes back for a second. My guy is walking, I have no control over him, he's just and I'm just trying to get him to walk to a wall and stop. And the game continues to freeze. It's doing like minus 60 FPS, and it's not going anywhere, and I'm just riffing and having a good time doing it, having a, you know, just kind of talking about it and talking about, you know, all the things that are, you know, wrong with this game, or at least this demo, and, you know, just kind of saying, like, hey, this is why we play the demos. This is why you should play the demos, because if your computer doesn't work with the software, don't spend the $25 or whatever. Try the demo, see if it works on computer, and go from there. And then I get to the ranking of how I think this game is, and I'll get to that in a second in this video. And I close it out. I just say, hey, thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Have a good one. I go into the, you know, into the capture file so I can add the ident to the end of it and get it ready for publication. And there's no video. The capture is 3 seconds long, and it just says, hi, and welcome to, and that's it. Like, that's pretty much it. And yeah, so demo didn't get played again. I just uninstalled it. I just was like, you know what? There's no sense in getting annoyed about this. This, you know, is fun for me rather than, you know, life-altering. It's just, okay, this didn't work, and that's okay. So, let's talk about the rating I gave it. So, let's do this. Visuals, I gave it a 4. I mean, it outstrips your computer. If it outstrips your computer, the visuals have to be fantastic. They were pretty good. I mean, it looked a little too much like a Nickelodeon cartoon from like the early 2010s and currently, for my liking, the 3D characters weren't like my jam, and that's okay. And I didn't think the visuals were bad, so 4. Let's talk about controls. The controls were good. I mean, the fact that the graphics made them janky is no, you know, fault of the controls. I thought they were fine too. 4. I'll just say 4. The mechanics. Now, I didn't like the mechanics, and it had nothing to do with how jerky the game played. It just, some of the mechanics, like, the good thing about it was they had, like, where you had to go in the distance, and you could follow the thing pretty easily to get there. But, like, trying to get into the pen took a little bit of time. I pressed X, because I'm using, like, an Xbox controller. I pressed X, and nothing came of it the first time, so I pressed it again. Then it worked. I didn't think that was any of the graphics' fault. Then I walked down. It felt okay. Everything kind of felt okay. I'll say that's a 3.5 out of 5 for that. So so far we're up to 11.5 out of 35, and we haven't even gotten into the two 10-point categories here. So let's talk about gameplay. Well, I wasn't really impressed with the gameplay. It had very little to do with the jerkiness of the game itself. It was okay. Everything kind of it felt a little funky doing that kind of walking. I mean, in terms of gameplay, it was good. It wasn't fantastic. And I think at that time, I probably gave it about a 5 out of 10, taking points off for how jerky the graphics made everything work. So we're up to 16.5. And then the premise, I feel like we're running out of ideas with these creature games. Like, I like Palworld's idea. It's a different take on the creature genre. I mean, Monster Hunter, Monster Rancher, those games, their premise was good. I mean, Pokemon's is still technically the best. I like that whole world, and you can pretty much live in that world without feeling, too awkward about living in that world. Spore, again, I really liked what Spore was and how it looked. I thought that was cool. So, I don't know, I just feel like we're treading over more than we're treading over stuff again. I mean, fighting the plague that could wipe out humanity by using Pokemon or Palworld type creatures, it's okay. It's not great. So, 7, yeah, that seems fair enough. So we're up to 23.5, and that's fair enough. I mean, I liked Trial Survivors. You've probably seen the demo on Monday. I'm terrible at it, but I had a good time playing it, and I gave it a score that, reflects I had a good time playing it. But, yeah, I don't know. Even with this game playing the way it played, even if it played perfectly, I think I'd still be, at this score. And then, at the end, I took the survey for it, and I basically said, one of the questions was, if you were going to tell your friends to play this game, what would you say? And I basically said, I would tell them to play it if their graphics card was the size of an AI data center. And I stick by that. I feel like I make jokes, and I made jokes in every episode last week, it feels like, about how you need a $9 million AMD Radeon, graphics card powered rig that could basically double as a Bitcoin miner when you're not playing GTA 5 or, you're not doing Call of Duty Warzone. But it's honestly the truth with this game that it feels like you need something so far out of your league, that costs the same as a car, like a used car on Facebook Marketplace, to get this game to work. And I just think sometimes we're stretching the boundaries of graphical ability. For what purpose? You'll hear me say this a lot in, Retro Gaming Weekly. The graphics aren't the best. I mean, if you watch my Rally Challenge video from last week, or you stick around for Thursday's Rally Challenge video, the graphics aren't great. I know that. It came out on a Windows 95. The graphics weren't perfect when I was 4 years old playing the game. Like, it was good. I had a lot of fun playing the game. And I got to drive a car, and that was fun. But the graphics weren't perfect. And they were good for their time. I have a feeling we're reaching the limits of graphical capability. At some point, the AI slop is going to take over and ruin everything. So we've kind of reached the limits of what we're looking at here. And I feel like we could have just left it where it was with, like, PS3, Xbox 360. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a visual feast on the Xbox 360. And even the PlayStation 3. I'm a PlayStation person. My friend Mike is, a Xbox person. We played Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3 and Xbox 360. It was a good game. I had no problem with it. I played PS3 through a CRT TV with Grand Theft Auto 5. And there was nothing I really missed with that. I mean, even when I got it on PS4, I played it through a CRT TV. And it worked just fine. RCA cables and everything worked absolutely okay. I mean, the game looks still as good as it did. I mean, I was happy with the PS4 version of it, too. I just got it for the expanded gameplay. I didn't care about the graphics. And that's just, I mean, Grand Theft Auto is the kind of game where it was already a dimensional shift. But the fact that it blends graphics and gameplay so well, I've played a lot of games in the past couple of years trying to come up with how I wanted to run this channel, and Grand Theft Auto 5 is kind of like my baseline for what makes a good game in 2020X, fill in the number you want. So, I mean, if Grand Theft Auto 6 has the same capabilities as Grand Theft Auto 5, that will probably be Game of the Year for a lot of people. It might be Game of the Year for me. I don't know what else is coming out this year yet, and that's the adventure of Alsatian Productions. Anyway, before I turn this into a full-on Founders Log, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry there wasn't more gameplay footage for this. Not a whole lot I could do about it. I really do apologize. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we will see you next time here on Alsatian Productions. Have a good one. Bye-bye. This has been a presentation of Alsatian Productions. Ew!